What is a ketogenic diet? A ketogenic diet is based on a few basic principles: lots of fat, moderate amounts of protein, plenty of veggies, in a very small amount of carbohydrates. It's a much different food pyramid than most of us are used to. And if the idea of reimagining your entire diet feels overwhelming, you're not alone. Everyone who has embarked on the keto journey felt the same way in the beginning. Here's the most important thing to remember. You don't have to make up your new diet from scratch. There are keto resources, guides, meal planning tools, and tons of recipes online to help you cook and eat in this new way. Check out the link in the description to get a personalized keto meal plan, custom made for you. Here, experts plan for what you'll be eating each day to help your body switch over into a ketogenic state and become a fat-burning machine. Let's take a look at some of the foods you'll be eating on a keto diet. First, we'll categorize them into food groups. Fats and oils are a big part of the keto diet. Not all fats are the same, and some should be avoided. Saturated fats like butter, ghee, which is clarified butter, coconut oil, MCT oils, and tallow or lard can be freely used them for frying or sautéing foods or mixing into dishes like the now famous keto-proof coffee. Monounsaturated fats like cold-pressed olive, flax, avocado, and macadamia nut oil should also be eaten as often as you like. Add them to sauces and dressings or drizzle atop other foods. Naturally occurring polyunsaturated fats like the ones you'll find in animal proteins and fatty fish are very nutritious them up. However, beware that processed polyunsaturated and trans fats like the ones you see and so-called heart-healthy margarine spreads should always be avoided. One other thing to consider is keeping your omegas and balanced by eating plenty of wild salmon, tuna, trout, and shellfish for omega-3s, or taking a small fish oil supplement. Keep an eye on your intake of nut or seed-based foods, as these can be high in inflammatory omega-6s. Proteins are also an important cornerstone of the diet. Whenever possible, choose organic, pasture-raised, and grass-fed meat. Be careful not to eat too much protein. This can result in lower levels of ketones and increased production of glucose. So try to pair proteins with fattier side dishes and sauces. Wild-caught fish like catfish, cod, flounder, halibut, mackerel, mahi-mahi, salmon, snapper, trout, and tuna are all good choices. Remember, fatty or fish is better. Other types of seafood like clams, oysters, lobster, crab, scallops, mussels, and squid provide protein, though some may contain carbs as well, so watch out. Whole eggs are one of the most affordable and versatile protein sources. Look for free-range eggs from a local grocery store or farmer's market. One egg contains 6 grams of protein and 5 grams of fat. Try them hard-boiled, scrambled, fried, poached, and devil. When it comes to beef, choose fattier cuts and blends. For steak, ask your butcher what has high fat content. Ribeye is usually a good one. For ground beef, read the package and buy fattier ratios, like 85/15ths or 80/20ths. The same goes for pork. Always look for fattier cuts of ground pork, pork loin, pork chops, tenderloin, and ham. Bacon is a keto favorite, but read the packaging to make sure there aren't added sweeteners like brown sugar. Cured pork products, like sausages, often contain added sugars and other processed ingredients. Be sure to avoid them. Choose dark meat over white meat when buying poultry like chicken, duck, quail, another wild game. Similarly, always look for fatty versus lean cuts of other meats such as veal, goat, lamb, and turkey. Offal and organs like heart, liver, kidney, and tongue provide protein as well as vitamins and nutrients. Nut butters are a non-meat source of protein, but be sure to choose natural unsweetened versions. And go for ones with more fat like almond butter and macadamia nut butter. Nut and seed flours are commonly used in keto baking. Just remember that these should be consumed in moderation. produce, whether fresh or frozen, is really important to the keto diet and for general health. But some fruits and veggies are very high in natural sugars and thus should be avoided. A good rule of thumb is to stick with above-ground vegetables. Some veggies to load up on are broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, green beans, Swiss chard, romaine lettuce and spinach. Limit your intake of higher carb veggies like baby bella mushrooms, squash, parsnips, beets and garlic, and nightshades like tomatoes, bell peppers and eggplant. Citrus fruits and berries should be eaten with careful moderation, and sweet starchy produce like sweet potatoes and bananas should never be consumed. Click the link given in the description to know about the best keto plan for you based on your daily intake of food and level of activity. Moving further, when shopping for dairy, always be sure to buy full-fat dairy items and choose organic and raw when possible. Highly processed dairy normally has 2 to 5 times the number of carbs as the raw and organic versions. And this definitely adds up over time. Full-fat heavy whipping cream, Greek yogurt, cream cheese, half and half, and mascarpone are commonly consumed dairy products in the keto diet. Moderate amounts of soft cheeses like mozzarella, Monterey Jack, and brie are fine, but hard cheeses such as a cheddar, Parmesan, feta and Swiss tend to be better bet since they're lower in carbs. Take care to monitor your dairy levels when eating a protein-heavy meal to keep your macros in balance. If you've hit a plateau or slowed down in weight loss, consider cutting back on some dairy. Nearly all foods need seasoning to taste good. Don't worry about tracking most spices, sea salt, pepper as you cook. Spices do contain carbs, so if you're using a remarkable amount of them in a recipe, make sure you note those, however you track your macros. Pass on prepackaged spice blends as many of them contain sugars and other fillers. The place to be vigilant is with sauces, dressings and condiments. Many store-bought versions are loaded with sweeteners. Making these items yourself is preferable, though it can be time-consuming. Some easier sauces to make from scratch include brown butter and simple vinaigrettes. If you do go for pre-made condiments, read the labels carefully. Look for ketchup, mustard, relish and hot sauces with no sugar added. Probiotic-rich sauerkraut, horseradish, Worcestershire sauce and fatty salad dressings like ranch and Caesar. Finally, drink water. We recommend a gallon of water each day. The ketogenic diet has a natural diuretic effect, and many people starting out notice periods of dehydration. If you're prone to UTIs or bladder pain, it's extra important to intentionally drink more water throughout the day. You can occasionally add sucrose or stevia sweet and flavor packets or some fresh squeezed lemon, lime or orange to your water bottle for a change of pace. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been a helpful mini guide to what foods we do and don't eat on a ketogenic diet. Go to the link mentioned in the description for everything you want to know about keto, including more informative videos, meal plans and recipes, testimonials and so much more.